Bang! What is up, our National Wrestling Shoes members and viewers? This is Scott Casey Gale, your owner, Jim Crane, founding father. And today, I'm going to give you my AEW Dynamite review. Okay. Tonight's show was from parts unknown. There were a couple of wrestlers at ringside. Kip Sabian, Jimmy Havoc, Gun Club, Britt Baker, and Penelope Ford. Cody with his dog Phil joins Tony Schiavone at commentary. And then they had a full brackets for the TNT Championship tournament were announced as well, which will take place next week. As for tonight's episode, AEW Dynamite, I thought it was a pretty good show in my opinion. I liked it. Okay, let's begin the recap, shall we? So the first match was Kenny Omega defeated Trent with the one-winged angel. Omega helped Trent up after the match and fist bumped him. Pretty good match in my opinion. And then we had Hikaru Shida defeated Anna Jay. Shida won with a knee to the back of the head, followed by a Falcon Arrow. Britt Baker was among the wrestlers at ringside for the match, and she and Shida had words before and afterwards. Also, Baker ate a sandwich because she thought the match was boring. This was just a decent match in my opinion. And then Jake Hager says Moxley then we go to a segment where Jake Hager says Moxley is a fool if he thinks he can compete with Hager. Jake says Moxley holding the title doesn't scare him at all. Moxley says he's pissed off and he knows a lot of people want the title. He realizes that he has a big target on his back, and he's pissed because others want to take the title away from him. Chris Jericho says Moxley talks about everything he does for the fans. Unlike the Inner Circle, they do everything themselves. Moxley says he knows Hager well and isn't afraid of him, but understands the skills that Hager possesses. Hager knows Moxley isn't as strong as him, and he isn't as ruthless as he is. Sammy Guevara notes that Hager is undefeated in MMA and in AEW. Moxley says he knows the Inner Circle wants the title back. So Moxley went after Hager since he has the most coming for him anyway. Jericho says he has a rematch coming against Moxley, but he's letting Hager do his thing. Jericho says Inner Circle isn't like the Elite, drinking on the job, hitting each other with their finishes. They win championships. It would be Jon Moxley defending the title against Jake Hager in an empty arena no holds barred in 2 weeks. I really enjoyed this segment. I thought this was a pretty cool segment, back and forth with the Inner Circle and with Jon Moxley and Jake Hager. In my opinion, this was pretty much well done. And then we go to a segment where Jake Roberts says his client Lance Archer is about to come out and destroy whatever AEW has cooked up. Roberts says AEW is playing games and they don't play games. Roberts tells Cody he might be smarter than he thought and is actually afraid. Or maybe it's Brandy Rhodes telling him not to get in the ring. She seems like the woman who wears the pants. I love this segment. I mean, still to this day, I've said it many times before, Jake the Snake Roberts knows exactly how to cut a promo. He doesn't waste time. He looks straight at the camera, and every time Jake Roberts cuts a promo, he is very on point. So, great promo from Jake the Snake Roberts. And then, Lanch Archer murdered Marko Stunt. Colt Cabana was on commentary. Archer won with a choke slam and his blackout slam. After the match, Archer chokeslammed Stunt from the ring apron onto the wrestlers at ringside. Pretty decent, pretty good debut for Lanch Archer. I like Lanch Archer. I mean, check out his stuff in New Japan Pro Wrestling because he is a great wrestler. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else Lanch Archer is going to do in AEW. So here he murdered Marko Stunt. I guess this is a way to wipe Marko Stunt off of AEW TV. Very interesting to see how this plays out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Lanch Archer in AEW. And I honestly, I think Jake Hager being his manager and mouthpiece is a perfect combination. In my opinion, it fits. And then another good segment. Brody Lee, also known as the Exalted One, in a suit, stands at the table with other Dark Order followers, looking on. Lee says during these scary and then precedented times, he understands how we feel. Lee says at one point he was scared and beaten down, but no longer. He has 1 minute stand, and he says, "Thank you, Mr. Lee." Lee says, "It's Mr. Brody." He then says, "Sorry, Exalted One." Lee angrily says, "It's Mr. Brody." Another minute yawns. Lee sits and gets in the guy's face. Lee asks if there's something going on at home to make the person yawn. Lee says tiredness shows weakness, and he can't have that in these doors. Lee tells them to never yawn in his presence again. He then boots the guy out of the room. I love this segment. I really enjoy what they're doing with Brody Lee as the Exalted One. It's kind of weird, but at least Brody Lee knows how to cut a promo. And I'm liking this. And of course, this is another parody of Vince McMahon, because apparently Vince McMahon, because one of the writers, I think in the boardroom last year, was yawning in a boardroom, and apparently Vince McMahon doesn't like when people yawn in his face. So this is definitely another shot at Vince McMahon. You know what? I love it. So this is pretty good in my opinion, and I want to see more. I want to see more of these parodies that Brody Lee does, because I really like his character. And then over the next match was the Natural Nightmares. Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall defeated Dark Order. Members 8 and 9 were generic masked men. The Nightmares won their Dynamite debut with the tandem cutter finisher. Pretty squash match in my opinion. And then post match, Brody Lee heads up to the ring. The Natural Nightmares give him a look, but he ends up going into the ring. He hits a big powerbomb on one of the minions. He looks over to the other one, who sneaks to the corner. Lee then heads to the back. Interesting, very very interesting. Like I said 2 weeks ago, now that Brody Lee has been revealed as the Exalted One, the Dark Order is starting to grow on me. I'm actually liking it now. And then this is one of my favorite segments of the show. One of my other favorite segments of the show. Chris Jericho sent in a video of him at his home in a hot tub. Vanguard 1 flew in, and Jericho once again offered him a spot in the circle. Jericho gave him a tiny t-shirt, but Vanguard flew away with it. Jericho then released the Hounds, a bunch of cute little dogs, to chase the drone. This was amazing. This was absolutely amazing. I mean, and this is entertaining as well. I love this. I mean, it was pretty funny how Chris Jericho was asking a Vanguard, asking a little helicopter to join the inner circle. I mean, Chris Jericho, I've said it many times before, whether he's a face, a heel, or a tweener, Chris Jericho is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And I can debate against anybody who doesn't think that. Chris Jericho is the GOAT. This was an amazing, funny, entertaining segment. And I want to see more of this. And then we get to a video package where Matt Jackson trains with Nick Jackson to make sure he's staying in ring shape. After being attacked by the inner circle, Nick has been out for the past couple weeks. When they dropped a loading dock door on him, Matt says it was really difficult to watch someone he loves get hurt, and didn't know what to think at the time. Nick says he wasn't sure what happened. He didn't know what took him out, or being in an ambulance. Matt and Nick do some training in the ring. Nick says a return date is hard to say right now. I thought this was a good segment in my opinion. And then it was the main event. Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara defeated Cody and Darby Allin. Spears and Guevara battled the match during the match, which I thought was pretty funny and cool. Guevara tried to introduce a chair, which distracted Allin and allowed Spears to roll him up for the win. After the match, Allin knocked Cody down with a forearm. I thought this was a pretty good main event in my opinion. I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was, like I said, pretty good main event. I enjoyed it, and pretty much ended after that. So I would give this episode of AEW Dynamite a solid 8 out of 10, 4.5 stars. 2 thumbs up and a triple plus. Comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you thought about this episode of AEW Dynamite. And I might be back here later to do an NXT review. And I'm thinking about also doing NXT UK reviews because I really need to cover that. And I might do WrestleMania 36 predictions as well, and then WrestleMania 36 review. Anyway, you stay classy, live long and prosper. Peace out. I must bid you adieu, good night and goodbye, and bang! And the words of Catch said, bang bang. Good night, everybody.